Hello, this is Virgil Labrador, Editor-in-Chief of Satellite Markets and Research, and we're here at Satellite 2019 in Washington, D.C. with Jack Waters. He's the CEO of Xiplink. He's been on this videocast before, but it's been a while, Jack. So, Jack, give an overview of your company, where it stands right now in the market, and, just the actual situation right now.
Great, thanks, Virgil, and it's been a couple years, so thank you very much for interviewing us again. Xiplink right now is about 12 years old, and we've gained significant traction in the last few years in three key markets. One is maritime. If you've read about all the new records being set for maritime connectivity, we've been involved in all those to get to multi-gigabit connectivity, signed agreements with all the major Carnival Cruise Lines, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, Speedcast, SES, and those kind of companies.
Right.
We've had also significant traction in cellular backhaul, which used to be our fourth largest vertical, but is now our second largest vertical, partially because we acquired this company, Sevis Systems, this year.
Right.
And Sevis was big in the 2G backhaul and a little bit of the 3G backhaul. We assimilated them in January quite smoothly, and that's going along quite well. Their employees are doing very well for us right now.
Right.
And then the last was military, which has always been a strength of the company. The military always buys these standardized SCIPS accelerators, TCP accelerators, and we had an exceptional year that way this year, increasing from about 10% of our business to 20% of our business. So those three key verticals are good for us. The WAN optimization business has changed a lot in the last 2 years because the payload compression has been mitigated by encryption.
Right.
But on the other hand, the bandwidth has grown up so large that the modems cannot handle some of the TCP acceleration and the data rates. So we've been able to do what's called modem offload by front-ending modems and improving the performance for the customer. And that fueled us to about 100% growth last year and doubling our business.
Wow. Now you're a private company, right? Privately owned companies.
We are. Not only are we private, but we're self-funded. So we have our own investment capital in the business. The employees own about 38% of the company. So sometimes I'm asked, hey, are you worried about a big guy taking you out or something like that? But the reality is I don't have to worry about venture capitalists and outside investors. We can do whatever we want.
And you've expanded your staff quite a bit.
We have.
Even just since we last talked.
That's right.
You have salespeople all over now, right?
We do. I think last time we talked we had 20 or 22 people, and now we have roughly 32, 33, and we're going to go to 40 here in the next couple of months.
Right, and you've got salespeople for the Americas, and you're looking into Asia as well. And
that's right. We have European coverage, Asia coverage, Americas. We have a sales rep that covers that, and for every sales rep we have an engineer, just to make sure we sell an accurate solution.
Right. So what are you highlighting here at the show, Jack?
Well, the big thing for us now, a couple of years ago we announced link balancing and bonding, which allows you to take anywhere from 2 to 8 connections and aggregate them together for more bandwidth. And that's been a real winner for us. Now what we're doing is we're leveraging that with traffic steering, which is a policy engine that allows you to direct traffic on any of the links you want. So for instance, if you wanted low latency traffic, you'd put it on a LEO, and if you wanted file transfer, you might put it on a GEO because it's not latency sensitive.
Right.
You also might do things like putting voice on the least latent link and things like that. So you can actually direct the traffic the way you want it in addition to balancing the traffic, and many of our customers have been asking for that. The other thing that is not being announced, but we're starting to do, is integrating cellular and satellite traffic together.
Right.
So some of the link balancing and bonding not only extends to LEO, GEO, MEO, but it extends to cellular traffic, and we can include that in the bundle for more total bandwidth.
Right. Well, you've grown so fast, and you've given a very good overview of where you stand right now. What else can we expect from Xiplink in the next steps?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think what you can look forward to is we have a product that has roughly 20, 22 algorithms inside of the product, and we'll probably start to disaggregate those products and have very specific solutions. Okay, that's number one, maybe a cell-only bonder, or maybe a link balancer only, that kind of thing, as opposed to getting everything in one bundle, which we'll continue to sell. That's one key area that you'll see us make investments in, and I believe you'll see us getting into the 5G marketplace. Higher bandwidth, more opportunity, some computing at the edge with devices like ours.
Right.
And next year we'll probably talk about that one.
Right. And you also mentioned the LEO, so are you going to play a part in that too?
Well, probably not directly. So a LEO modem probably doesn't need our accelerator or our compression.
Right.
But a LEO modem in conjunction with another connection, like a geo connection or a cellular connection. The interesting thing about TCP acceleration, it does a great job of keeping the connection alive.
Right.
So we can do things like guarantee the connection availability between the two, either when you want to switch them or perhaps you might want to use them together.
Right.
And I think we call that hybrid networking, and I believe that we'll be a big player in that marketplace.
Right. Well, Jack, lots to look forward to.
Thanks so much, Virgil.
Well, thank you, Jack. And with the company that we'll be watching, Xiplink, and for all the news and information on the global satellite industry, you always have Satellite Markets and Research at www.satellitemarkets.com.